President Trump just announcing the death of one of the National Guard members shot near the White House. Army Specialist Sarah Beckstrom was just 20 years old. 24-year-old Air Force Staff Sergeant Andrew Wolf is in critical condition. Authorities say the 29-year-old suspect, an Afghan national, drove from Washington state and targeted the Guard members. Multiple law enforcement agencies, including the FBI and ATF, are investigating this as a possible act of terrorism. Sources say the suspect, seen here being loaded into an ambulance, worked with a CIA-backed paramilitary group during the war in Afghanistan. He immigrated to the U.S. in 2021. The suspect is now facing death penalty charges. Wolf's family is asking for prayers. ABC's Jay O'Brien leads us off.
Tonight, these chilling images obtained by the Wall Street Journal capturing the moments a gunman, who officials say drove across the country from his home in Washington state, ambushed two National Guardsmen in the heart of the nation's capital. 29-year-old Ramanullah Lakanwal, an Afghan national now identified as the lone suspect.
You picked the wrong target, the wrong city, and the wrong country, and you will be sorry for the violence and the evil that you perpetrated in our nation's capital.
Officials say the gunman was armed with a .357 revolver, ambushing the two guardsmen outside a busy metro stop.
This pane of glass was shattered in the gunfire. Glass was everywhere here, and as those shots rang out, other guardsmen in the area rushed to this scene, and one of them, officials say, shooting and wounding the suspect.
That alleged gunman then restrained and loaded into an ambulance. Those two guardsmen, 24-year-old Air Force Staff Sergeant Andrew Wolf and 20-year-old Army Specialist Sarah Beckstrom, members of the West Virginia National Guard, quickly rushed to the hospital for surgery. And late today, in a call with members of the military, President Trump announcing that Specialist Sarah Beckstrom had died.
She's just passed away. She's no longer with us.
Beckstrom's father posting on Facebook saying, "My baby girl has passed to glory." The White House confirming President Trump has spoken with the family. The family of Staff Sergeant Andrew Wolf telling the New York Times they are asking for prayers.
Their families' lives are all changed forever because one person decided to do this horrific and evil thing.
The governor of West Virginia rushing to D.C. to visit the guardsmen and their families, describing the scene at the hospital.
When you saw the number of people outside of these rooms, people were praying for the families just to give them strength.
And tonight, the investigation intensifying. Officials saying the suspect had been living with his wife and 5 children in Bellingham, Washington. The FBI executing searches at his home, investigating this as a possible act of terrorism.
We will not stop until we interview anyone and everyone associated with the subject, the house, and every piece of his life.
Sources familiar with the investigation tell ABC News Lakanwal was a highly trained and trusted member of an elite Afghan counterterrorism force called the Zero Units, partnering with U.S. Special Forces and the CIA during the war in Afghanistan. He came to the U.S. in 2021 under a Biden-era program evacuating Afghan refugees during the chaotic withdrawal of U.S. forces. Sources tell ABC News the suspect was formally granted asylum this April under the Trump administration.
And Lindsay, we're learning another tragic detail tonight. Those two guardsmen shot here at this metro station. Staff Sergeant Wolf and Specialist Beckstrom were given the option to end their deployment early as of last week. And instead, they, along with more than 150 of their comrades, volunteered to extend their deployment, their service here in Washington, D.C., until the end of the year. Lindsay.
A testament to their sense of duty, Jay. Thank you.